Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna, and for those of you who are new here, welcome. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back. In part 2 of my Stalogy setup, we're going to be setting up October 2020 for my work planner, and if that is of interest to you, please stay tuned. Okay, so I want to put down one of these vinyl stickers. Actually, I want to put down both, but I'm not sure if I want to put one on the outside cover or if I want to put one on the inside cover. Eventually, and I haven't edited the video, so I can't remember if I talked about this or not, I'd like to get one of those leather covers, and if that's the case, I probably would tuck this in, and if I put this on the outside, you wouldn't be able to see it. So I think I'm going to put it on the inside, and I'll keep this as a reserve. I did order this from my friend Christy's shop, ChristyMarieDesigns.com. I will link it down below. And there's the two different fonts. I actually like the juxtaposition between that writing there and that writing there. Now, I think there's a way that you do this. I think you separate this, and then you put this down. Like that. And then you get a straight edge, and you just kind of do that. I forgot to look at a YouTube video, but I think that's what I've seen people do. Okay, and then I think you lift this thing up, and if you've buffed it in enough, the letters will stay, but this will come up. Oh, I don't know about you, but I love seeing my name on things. That's lovely. Okay, so I actually have started writing in some things. I do know that I said I probably would do this all in black, and I will for the most part, but I do have this maroon colored pen at work as well, and so if I have specific due dates, I will put that down in this color just so that it stands out. And I'll be setting up October with you guys now, but once I get to the office on Monday and I be able to flesh this out a little bit more, as well as flesh this out a little bit more, then I'll be able to flesh this out a little bit more. So we're really just putting things down on the page for me to work on. And there's other due dates as well, but I'd have to get onto a computer, and I'm not going to do that right now, so I'll just wait until Monday to fill this out. So the next time you see this, there'll definitely be a lot more going on here, because some of my reports I pull every 2 weeks, and 30 days from that is when it's due. So I would definitely keep track of the initial pull as well as the 30th day from then, and then between them I also got other ongoing projects as well. So there's always a lot of moving parts that I never really talk about because it's just part of my job. All right, so projects and tasks. These are going to be 2 open pages. Not sure what I'm going to use them for, but I do like to just keep it open. And then for the October cover, I'm going to do another quote, and I'll probably do that throughout the year just because I like quotes. And let me see. I'm leaning towards this. Yeah, I think I'm going to do this. And oh, I really actually should do a tester. And does this have a name on it? Well, it might, but I think it might be in Japanese. Because I'd rather it be more peach than more fluorescent orange than that. How does that look on the back? All right, actually I think we're gonna go with this more gold color. So I'm gonna put this down. And just like that cover page, I'm just going to do block lettering. All right, and I really like the look of that. I like that color on the page. Definitely ghosting, but I don't really see any bleed through. There might be a little piece right there and there. And I'm gonna start out in this red color. What did I do for this one? I did that in red too. I mean, not that it matters. I like how it makes it look more finished and how it pops. And even though this is a work planner, I think all of the covers for the months will have quotes along this line where it's either going to be funny or sarcastic or both versus inspirational or whatever. Sometimes inspirational quotes just really rub me wrong, because when I'm under the gun, I've got a looming due date, I'm drowning in paperwork, telling me to put my big girl pants on just annoys me. But saying I licked it, so it's mine, that just makes me laugh. So that's what we're gonna put. And it's kind of appropriate because I think I'll add a doodle of a piece of candy. Okay, and I actually want to put the month. So October 2020. I think I'll do it up here. Now I'm kind of doing it by memory, so it may not come out as nice as I'd like, but that's absolutely okay. All right, so that's a piece of candy. At least it's supposed to be. And then I think I'll do this one in gray, which also looks nice. Made a mistake there, but we're gonna leave it. And I've mentioned this before, but I hate erasing. I hate that movement right there, and I hate those little things right there. That's why you generally don't see me use pencils, because of that particular aspect of it. And I know it's bizarre. I can hear it when I hear it in my ears. Wow. Oh, that was weird. But when I hear it out loud, I guess I meant to say, versus just hearing it in my head, yeah, it sounds bizarre. But I've always hated that. Plus pencils always make me think of math, and I'm not a huge fan of the math. I'm just doing some coloring. And I guess I should have let that dry. Oh no, that's not too bad. I don't remember what I did on this side. I think it was this one. Okay, so that looks like a weird football that's on fire, and that's fine. Here's going to be the monthly overview, and I really thought I was going to draw this out. And then I started doing the math and the things last night separately. I'm like, that's going to drive me crazy. And so what I did instead is I went into Canva. Again, I talked about that yesterday, and I just printed this out because I don't need to write in the day, but I think with this, I can still mark it on what I do want to track on this. And so because I am a horrible cutter, I'm going to use this and cut this down. And I'm just going to try to cut it sort of evenly on both sides. And cut, yeah, because I think I will need to do some notes, and so I think I'll cut tops and bottoms off as well. And I really like botanicals. I really like flowers on paper. I'm not really a nature kind of girl. I'm definitely more of an indoor cat. And so if you are new, you'll see the theme generally is in a lot of my planner spreads, because I do a lot of planner spreads. Flowers usually are my go-to. Okay, so that's gonna go right there, and that'll give me some room on the bottom to put some notes. It's gonna be more of a key, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Is it already finished? I've seen people use those extra strength Scotch ones, but I haven't really seen them in Walmart here, and that's pretty much the only craft store we have. We do have a local craft store, but they're really expensive. I may get all of their things from the mainland. I mean, I'm all for spending money locally, but if I'm just getting charged the markup because of shipping, then I might as well just go to Amazon and get it myself. But I've never seen it here on island, but apparently it works really good. So that's down. And what I want to mark this for is, and what's, well, no, I can do it here because I work in two places. I work in the office, and then I have a hybrid schedule so that I work here at home. I want to make sure I use the same color so that my key makes sense. And so this is going to mean something. This is going to mean something. And I'm just picking colors randomly. I actually should probably tie it to that. And it's going to change every month, but again, we're figuring this out. This is the very first one of these I'm doing. And so this means in the office. This means work from home. And this means holiday or vacation. Vacation. Totally misspelled that word. All right. so I worked from home the first and the second. Oh, that's kind of dark. Well, no, I can still read it. And maybe we'll do this there. Oh, that makes it kind of worse. Really should have tested this stuff out first. Oh well. So next week I'm working from home the last 3 days and working in the office, that right there. See, the green's not bad. That pink is kind of dark. I'll have to remember that. Let me make a note. And when I was in Canva, I could change this, but if I wanted to change this for whatever reason, I'd have to select every single one and change them individually. And that was driving me bonkers. I'm like, nope, I'm just gonna use the color it defaulted to. But yeah, I mean, I can still see it and you can still understand what the context is by way of the date, but still, it's annoying. A bit dark. Okay, and I did ask for a vacation day here. And then I'm not sure about that one there. Now, we are working on a week-to-week basis. It's been sort of loosely said that we're going to follow this schedule for the entire month of October, where I work these 2 days, and me and my coworkers, we're in pods. So some of us work together on certain days, and then the rest of them work on other days. But those are the days that I'm in the office, and probably all throughout the month of October. But if it changes, I don't want to put it on here and not be able to keep track, because this will correspond to the online leave that I need to put in that marks my working from home days. These right here. Yeah, it means something to me, at least in my head. On this side, because I'm not going to do a full monthly overview, there are some things that I do want to track. And so I'm going to use this from Christine Marie Designs. Again, you're going to try to remember to be cohesive with this gray. And is this bigger? Yeah, that's bigger. I'm going to take this off because I need it to lie flat. And then I'm going to use this one for the outside template. Oh. And again, because I'm trying to get this in frame for you guys, it's really hard to keep it so that you can see what I'm doing and keep my big hands out of the way. That's fine. And I want to do one this way. And then another one this way. Okay, and I'll give it a bit of a header. Like that, because all of these three things mean something. And this one, I guess I'll do the same thing. Just a little less so. It's not as wide as this. It looks like one of those "Hello, my name is" badges. Okay, and I think I'll carry this color through the month. I like that it kind of ties in with the flower there. So I'm gonna kind of color this in. I don't need to be precise, it's just to be an accent. And same over here. All right, and I'll let that dry a little bit. Let's go into my favorite part with the eraser. Okay, and we'll go back into gray. So I want to do goals. And there's just certain things I want to be able to get done every month, and that is separate from the deadlines, which is this one right here. And this is important deadlines for this month. And as I mentioned, what I'm going to do is once I flesh out this, then I'll migrate that over here so that I don't really need to focus on this. I don't need to focus on everything that's going on or coming up. I can just focus on what's important for this month and next month as I go through. This is goals that don't have deadlines that I still want to finish this month. Quite a few of my projects don't have deadlines per se. They're moving targets. And then this, which probably will sound kind of weird to you guys, but I do like to do my Itaki Shibuki videos. And that's purely because I like doing them. They get very little views. So I want to map that out, and I'm only going to do that when I am in the office. And so for next week, Monday, so let's do that. Let's do 10, oh, already messing that up. So let's start this again. This is Monday, 10:05, and Tuesday, 10:06. And then here I'll want to project on what I might want to make, whether I make both days or just one a week. I will decide usually Monday night how I'm feeling. Working in the office really tires me. And so last week I only was able to do my Itaki video on Monday. Tuesday I just ate leftovers from Monday. For goals, again, I'll need to do all the mapping out on Monday when I'm actually in the office. And then here is where I want to set up the weekly. And we're going to set up the weekly that I just finished. And I'm also going to set up the week that we're going into. And I'm going to this page, and I'm going to line this up so that I can mark it. I'm going to be using the gray, so that's fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. And so those are going to be my lines. And I'm just going to use this one. And I don't want to close out the box, I just want to put a line. But I only want to go halfway through. And I can't see it if I use this, so I'll just use that. I know it seems super fussy, especially if you've been here a while, but there's always reasons why I do things. And you might be wondering at the count of this, but I will show you what it means in a minute. Sorry for all the shadowing. My big hands just get in the way. And I do that because I can't see otherwise. Okay. Oh no, I don't want to write over the pencil. See, couldn't see it, so I overshot it. And here. I'll do it on the other side. All right, so I've got that down, and it is, I want to say 8 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so it's 8 boxes down, and then I went to the midway point. And for me, at least for the A5 size, the midway point actually starts where they start the writing here, so it's just easy for me to see. And I'm going to come in with our color of the month. And I'm just going to do a little header here. And again, you're probably like, I don't think you see it, but you've made a mistake. But I haven't, at least I don't think I have. So this was the 28th to the 2nd. And I am, just to keep this cohesive, I am going to write, or back plan, complete this, whatever the words are, for the week we are actually finishing up. There's Thursday, which is 10/1, Friday, which is 10/2, and then this, because I don't work them, this is just the weekend. And really, this is more of a to-do list of if I need to bring things in to the office, then I can just write it here, and I can check this Sunday nights just to make sure I have everything I need. This right here, I'm not sure what I'm going to use it for. I think I'm going to be using it for notes and maybe a little bit of weekly journaling. You are not going to see a lot, if any, decoration in this planner. At least, I don't think so. Again, very first time I'm using it. I'm figuring out as I go what works and what doesn't. And I'm definitely treating this more of a bullet journal where it's going to be tasks and lists than anything. And this here is not a to-do list. This is pretty much a completion list, so that on Friday afternoons I can look and write, okay, this is everything that I've completed this week, and then just based on this and based on the deadlines and the other moving targets that I have, then I can project for the following week. And then if I need to write notes or journal or just get some thoughts out of my head, I can do it here. At least that's how I'm envisioning this space to be. And I mean, I don't know why I think it would already get thick, but we have used very minimal by way of inserts. So we've got this thing here, we've got those up there, and because yeah, because they're all in the same space, I don't have to worry that I'm going to be writing and going over the bumps, because this also is at the top there. And I think by the time we get over here, it's already too far in and padded by the paper where you're not going to feel that difference. Here, I might be able to feel it. No, actually, because I'm heavy-handed, I can feel the indentation on the paper, but I can't actually feel the ridge too much, because I'm just worried that if I'm writing, it'll create a bump, but I think that should be fine. I will be going through this and filling this in. I'll be figuring this out. This is something I'm going to be doing during the week. Now, I do have the 2 running lists, so even though I do film my breakfast and my lunch usually during the work week, that's not going to go in here because I don't need it to be in here. I like tracking it to pretend like I'm a Korean blogger, and so that's still going to go into my regular bullet journal that I make myself. This is really just to be very task oriented and work related. Back here, I think I'll be setting up later on today how I'm going to do my bills, because during lunch on Monday, I actually will be paying them. I pay the majority of my bills with my first paycheck of the month. And then I'll also be transferring some of the important information to this right here. The way that I've figured it, it should take me through here if I'm going to follow what I plan to do for October. But October will definitely give me an idea of how much room I'm going to need for each month, because right now I plan to do a week on a page. I will end the month with my thoughts regarding work, and when I do the one for my bullet journal, I'm going to focus on more my thoughts personally. And for me, sometimes it's really hard to separate the work me from the regular me. And then if I do have meetings or other notes I need to keep track of, that's what these pages are. And then we go into November. I'd like to know if you guys are interested in seeing these setups, if you're interested in seeing after the pens on a weekly basis, because I assume it's going to be rather boring for you guys just because, I mean, it's really just tasks on a page, checklists and completion things. So I don't know how interesting that would be to see, but if you guys are interested, I mean, I certainly am up for doing it. I'm just going to add some lines, less to separate the items and more just to give it a bit of something. I think actually that looks really good. All right, so that's my October setup so far. Again, not really in depth right now, and it's more so because I need to look at what I've completed. So I actually submitted my work plan on Friday, so I'm going to need to look at that to complete this here. I write it on paper so I don't have to remember it. And then this one I'll fill in as I go for the week. Oh, I smudged some of it. And then I'll figure out, does this layout even work for me as I'm going through it? And then if you guys are interested, I can do another setup video during next weekend, because I mean, I'd have to set it up anyway, and then we can go from there. I am really loving how this looks though. I love how that looks. I love this little page here. It's just so girly, and then everything else really isn't. I'm really going to enjoy, even though a lot of projects upcoming, but I'm going to enjoy seeing paper to pen or pen to paper. I always do. And then I will go ahead and fill this in as well. All right, guys, well, that's the setup for this, at least the first 2 weeks of October. I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments below. And as always, aloha.